You guys stay to the end. We have one more coming. I mean, this is it. Like this is our headliner spot. You come back, you know you get to go first. Love this guy. One of my favorite people. Give it up for Mr. Adam Brooks.
It's good to be here, and thanks for you guys that stayed at the end. Luckily, I'm not shaking today. I did have my I think I'm at 5 drinks today. But it's not like yesterday. Fucking me and Jimmy go to another mic yesterday. I'm sleeping in the fucking mic. Anyways, I'm playing with some new shit, but all this sexual harassment stuff going on, it's like, and I think the women are giving us a break for the holidays right now, but it got me to thinking about, all I can talk about is prostitutes I've slept with and married women I've slept with at this point. There's a sadomasochist, because I was a chef for a long time, a lot of promiscuity goes on in that industry. I'm sure it does in others too, but, in restaurants, it definitely does. One restaurant, I actually had my own hotel room where I was a chef at because I was just there literally 80 hours a week and drunk or fucking some married waitress when I wasn't. I don't do that anymore, though, because I think it's wrong now. Like, if you made a commitment to get married, I'm not going to make you happy. You fucking stay miserable.
Yeah.
But, there's a sadomasochist cheater. She's the woman. She's got a couple kids. She'll come to work. She'll blow you at work. Then she'll tell you her husband's tying her up to the bed in the middle of the night. She's waking up, doesn't know what's going on. There's the booty call cheater, which is my favorite one. She's in a happy relationship, but just wants some strange sometimes. There's the woman that at 30 starts getting worried. And she's like, I gotta get married. So she'll marry some guy with a couple kids, get miserable with it about a year, which is probably, she's one of the more selfish cheaters. And I'm sure men do this too, but, actually I'm talking about it, so But she's one of the worst cheaters because she's made a commitment to get in a relationship with a guy with kids, and then, a year later, like, I can't take this. There's the drunk cheater who will only give you that strange when she's drunk. There's the cheater that just says, hey, I want to fuck. So I'm playing with that premise right now. We're talking about porn, so I'll keep it going with that. I used to kind of get worried, because porn's really fucked up now. Like, when we were younger, I'm 38. When I was younger, we didn't have all this, throwfucking.com and 2 cups and a girl or whatever. So I was kind of getting worried for my son. I'm like, what is he going to do when he gets older? With all this sexual harassment shit that's going on, I'm kind of looking at it as like, and I can't think of exactly how I want to place these words, but it's like a Harvey Weinstein and that whole age bracket defense system. Because maybe if those guys had the type of porn we had today, you wouldn't see all this shit going on with everybody 50 and up getting accused of this shit. So I bumped into 2 of my ex-girlfriends the other day. It was a little awkward because I was sober, and I do suffer from social anxiety when I'm sober. They're about 25 years apart. That happens when you date a mother and a daughter. It made me feel good, though. Like, I brought them closer together. As we were saying, I was doing the fucking Lord's work. But could you imagine that conversation? Because you'll talk to your homeboy or your homegirl about your sex life. Like, how does that go? I couldn't imagine sleeping with the same girl as my dad did, or my son did, and being like, yeah, did she do that thing for you too? Like the girl said, did she? I remember the first time a girl licked my asshole, I almost punched her in the mouth. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, we're not going for that. But, so those made for some very awkward family dinners. There'd be me and her and her 6'5" son and the daughter. And, he'd be looking at me like, I know you're banging my mom and my sister. So, yeah, that was a little awkward. I always, for me, I can't even have sex unless I've drank a 5th of alcohol. That's like, I'm too lazy to take Viagra. And, so, interesting story, right? One of my first Thanksgivings up here, I date the daughter first, and, she goes, you should come over for Christmas. It was Christmas. She said, you should come over for Christmas. You can, meet my grandmother, Gloria Vanderbilt. I had no idea who this woman was. And you can meet my Uncle Anderson. So I'm like, he's on CNN. And I'm like, I better Google this shit. And so I'm like, maybe I could get a pair of jeans out of this. I'm thinking Anderson, maybe get some windows, 3-ply windows, whatever. But then I'm thinking about, they're an affluent family. They're all very educated. Like, the mother's a lawyer, the daughter's an English professor. And I'm like, fuck, when they ask me what college I went to, I'm going to be saying DOC, and I'm going to pray to God they're thinking that's somewhere, a college in Delaware. So I did, I skipped on that one. I can imagine being in there for like 10 minutes, telling them my story. I'd be fingerprinting and get arrested. So I did start dating again recently. Like, I finally got out of that relationship. I will say it didn't work out. They were both very nice women, but it didn't work out because the daughter wanted me to be her father, and I wanted the mother to be my mother. What is cool about dating older chicks, and I will say this, is they got their own money. They normally have kids. They'll pay for a lot of your shit, and they don't want you to move in. Like, they're okay in their point of life. So You know, that was always fun. So I did start dating her again recently, and I'm like, you only get a chance to make a first impression. You only get one chance to make a good first impression. I'm sorry. And I'm like, let me take this girl to a really nice restaurant. So I take her to Uncle Sal's Pizza. And I start asking her the first normal date questions. What type of porn do you watch? Are you current on your vaccinations? And do you have any pictures of your mother? Because if this is going to work out, I want to know what this bitch is going to look like 20 years from now. So we get in line, and I'm like, what do you want on the pizza, sweetie? And she's like, I'll take anything. I'm not picky. So I'm like, yo, Sonny, let me get a large pie with bacon. And right away, this bitch goes, you're not going to get pineapple on that? That's a fucking red flag. I know this date is over. I know it's done. She started off with the Jedi mind trick, passive-aggressive games. But, you know, I'm not a savage, so I hand her $20, say I got to go to the bathroom and I'm going. So I call my best friend Brian the next day, and I'm telling him about it. He's like, you can't just leave somebody. And I was like, dude, I was being a gentleman. He's like, you're going to have to explain this to me. And I'm like, it's Friday night. It's New York City. She's in her 20s. You know, she can go out on the town, maybe meet another guy. You know, if not, she calls her friend tomorrow and tells him I'm the toad. It's a win-win situation. And, you know, he's like, you are such a male chauvinistic pig. So we go back and forth. I can see I'm not going to win this conversation. So finally I go, Brian, you know, for our next guy's night out, I'll get a couple bottles of Zinfandel and I'll run Beauty and the Beast. You know, obviously Brian's wife does not let him hang out with me a lot. The last time I was at their house, I drank all their liquor and passed out on the kitchen floor. You see the looks you get when you pass out on somebody's kitchen floor. Like you never went to college and seen somebody drunk on the kitchen floor. You know, anyways, you guys have been great. Thanks for staying for a whole night. Give it up for Jimmy!
Yeah. I mean, you're a savage, all right? You might give it up for Adam Morris.